All right, so just deposited 600 into Rollbit, and gonna have a play around and kind of discuss the thought process here. So the reason that I'm playing around is, number one, to start off, an account like this is always good fun to do. Um, and to be able to discuss Rollbit in a little bit more detail in terms of the thought process in this region. So I think the markets of interest are probably APT, and I think probably, well, I mean, APT is pretty much the premium right now, I guess. Yeah, so APT is the premium market, I think, because the hourly is such a good consolidation here that I think it enables me to play into. So let's take APT. And we want to take the leverage down. And we want to mess around. I don't know, what do we want to do? 30s, 20 bets total. So the reason APT is premium, I should expand on that. I just want to enter this position first. The reason APT is premium is because this is the top of the range. And so we just sat at resistance on the hourly. And therefore it makes, a prime candidate to be short focused on here, especially as the range continues. So we're just looking at playing into the short side. If I go 1000x on APT, the stopping distance is way too tight, 1233. Like we're stopped like here. So I just need to go a little bit wider on this. And I say that as I enter, 555. Lower time frame, I think that the impulse is looking potentially good for a 5-minute crossover in the awesome oscillator and loss to the 50 level, especially again as we're at the resistance point here. The downside to this obviously is that we catch the resistance breakout instead. If we catch the resistance breakout, we'll very quickly flip. But I think APT is just a very good focus level right now. And BTT, I think you can make a similar argument for, but I don't think the resistance is as well. The resistance is as clean on the 15-minute, but APT is obviously sat right underneath that level currently. I'm going to stab here again in a second, I think. We got to go 333 because I want my lick in the same place. This is fine. There's no divs here on the micro time frames, and the RSI is at the 50. So we're either going to get the crossover here at RSI, and if we do, maybe I'll ping the long side instead, because then maybe there's a chance the 15-minute is going to look for the impulse higher. But I think first and foremost, this is a short side setup. So we just want to try and squeeze some size into this. So remember, for we're getting 333x position sizes here. I think BTC is also juicy, I think this awesome oscillator crossovers come in. I'll check back in after it takes this, maybe. But like BTC is like the 1000x juice. But alts obviously are still the key ones to be short in. It's only that I can get a little bit better in terms of like the size on these. So the 1 minute's starting to impulse down, which is going to cross over the 5-minute in 2 minutes. So it might be another opportunity to think about whether or not I can put more size in here. Oh shit, we can't go here though. I think we'll try. Again, we just want to keep our lick, slightly above these lower time frame spikes. But what we're doing here is looking at playing into the momentum of selling down here. So obviously we're doing well on the bottom position on the original 555. That's working out pretty nicely. And then now we want to see the crossover. We want to see the crossover and we want to see a push down here. Yeah, that's the ideal play. Back down to the bottom here. It's perfect. We'll take that all day long. I mean, sure, we've got the potential for a full breakdown, but haven't really got the time to be able to sit and go through that. And how's BTC? Yeah, sort of 25. I think this is crossing. I think I've got to take BTC. It's been so strong in its recoveries, it makes me concerned about taking it. If we get a spike up towards this, right, and towards the bust, then I'll take 1000x to get my stop above here and above this little region of impulse. But apart from that, just trying to look at playing into these as breakdowns. The other opportunity I've got is if we start breaking down on here, then I may take the position and try and get a lick above here for retest into hold. And again, also if I really want to be aggressive, yeah, I think I can also play into retest in here, like just as this little, you know, tick based level, I think, just to play into. But I think BTC is going to get the 5-minute impulse crossover. So do we eat that? Yeah, okay, we do. We'll keep an eye on the P&L and dive back there if needs be. Otherwise, this one here is the very risky one that I suspect with BTC sneezing is getting stopped. So a little consolidation and pause in APT. Good impulse here. That's what we want to see. Really good profit now rolling in for that. So we 3x'd on that so far. We're gonna hold fire on this position still. We got no reason to close this. 5-minute, 15-minute are looking good to supporters. And obviously we would like the continuation lower through this region. BTC positions good. They're green at least for now. Again, I don't think it's worth getting excited about BTC given its tendency to recover today. So we'll get excited about that when we start properly impulsing 324.9. There's a set of lows through here. That I think, you know, this is a first set, which is great that this is gone. I mean, any move back, maybe 24.990s I could look at for BTC as a region to add 24.990s. There's, yeah, I ain't getting 24.990s. That's a full lick. We don't want to see that. So again, not going to take any profit yet, even though this looks enticing to do so. We're not at the region that we want to be at in order for a profit taking activity. Again, both of these setups really just based on the 5-minute with the divergence on BTC and the crossover here, which is good now, starting to impulse. The RSI being lost and just trying to time that impulse. So you see the way that kind of I was looking at things like APT for the push and the loss of the momentum and the crossover. And then, you know, timing those with, you know, ridiculously high leverage in order to take some very small account size for me, bets, and try and grow this account and see what we can make of this as kind of more of a public shared account that, you know, I can hop into and trade and show you. And shit, 24.990s, of course, it's fucking USD chart. Yeah, that's fine. So 24.920s. All right, that's better. That makes more sense. So 24.920s. So here, so we'll stab again here. Because I think this is in effect, right? So I think the 5-minute is playing out. Fuck. Man, I got to stop using that Coinbase chart. I thought that seemed like a horrendous move up. Fair play if you spotted that. So now we've got the 1 minute overextension here, so maybe a little bit of consolidation, maybe another push into this level. So 24,920s is what we're looking for. You know, maybe above these highs here, maybe in this, and then we'll look at maybe taking some more. And I'll pop the leverage up again, because obviously if I'm trying to time into this and any movement above sort of 24,925, I would expect this to be the move. Tag an entry here and then start to head lower. Don't really want to see us up towards 2950s. Would be a little bit too aggressive for my liking, but certainly from a 1 minute perspective, we can have a couple of green candles in here and push these highs. So we'll see when this goes and we start to push. I'll take another stab here. We'll go 1,000. Why not? This is one that we're taking an entry on the basis of looking to... Here we go. So we're in this zone now. We're going to tap here. We're looking at taking this particular entry at higher, because we're less concerned about kind of the price action taking us out. We've got some good profit positions here already, and we have basically like a fixed play for this, right? It's like I'm anticipating this sweeps this little region here, moves into the 2920s, and then fails. That's the play. So in terms of like invalidation for a trade setup, essentially it's that, right? Although it's not mapped out with a RR chart, and our nice little, short tool, it is still the play. That's still kind of the invalidation. And so I'm happy for this. Ideally, again, maybe the leverage usage I could use, I don't know, 888s. I tend to just use triple figures, but 888s to get a stop above this high may have been more sensible. But we just want to see this level reject here and the 1 minute recover slightly before continuation to the downside. The 5 minute is doing its job. The AO is about to cross. So again, not interested in closing. But so far, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm getting stopped as soon as I mention it. I think the only choice to make... APT is doing really well. I think the only choice to make at this point in time is whether or not the 1000X comes off if the 1 minute overextends. So like if the 1 minute starts getting crazy without, a significant downside move on BTC here, then like if we start just like getting into this region, then maybe there's a case for taking this one off. I mean, look, we're pretty much 2xing on the wager already from this region, so... Yeah, we'll take lower. We'll take lower BTC. You can do it. You can go. All right, so we're gonna skim this one off for the $32. Yeah, 26. So we get 25.65 back. Slightly mistimed, obviously, the exit. We should have been out at the low. I hesitated on my button click. But that's fine. We can start off with that. That's not a problem. How's this one? Okay, this one's okay. It's just the left. I got so much room on the leg here. And APT, obviously, we should probably keep an eye on. 1 minute overextension, can expect to bounce. But, like, I want this at the lows, man. Like, we're up so big on this position. What are we, like 5x on this, more 6x? And we got good lev on that initial strike as well when we went for it, so. But I want this all the way back down to those lows. I mean, look at the hourly as well. Like, I can convince myself that just hold the position. Like, you've got a good entry, just hold the position and wait for the hourly breakdown. It's going to take these lows at 11.40. You know, I just think we'll just wait. Let's not get too greedy here. We're over $200 on a $30 position. And I want to grow this account, so I don't really want to throw everything away too quickly. And we still got 1,000x. We got $30,000 worth of exposure here just on BTC in a single position. So we got $30,000 of exposure here. So, overall on our BTC positions, we're doing pretty well in terms of, what exposure we're looking at here. We got 30, 10, and then 20, a little bit over 22, 23. So we got some pretty juicy exposure for any potential downside. And obviously on APT, we've got, again, pretty decent position sizes in terms of like the 15K. And then these as well, so pretty good so far. We like this move a lot. So we don't give it back now. So 5 minute getting close to the bounce points that we've seen previously for APT as well. I mean, look, we can play into those upside plays as well if we wanted to. So we can absolutely play into a 5 minute bounce if we wanted to try and do that. I just not sure it's worth it yet. The BTC one is like the better bounce play. I say that as we're sat at entry. So we'll see what happens when we reset here. And I'll probably stab short again. Yeah, I'll probably end up stabbing short again on this after the 1 minute has done its thing. And we just keep our fingers crossed this top position here survives. Okay. I'm going to stab here. We're either going to catch a ripper on BTC, or I think that was pretty much the sweep. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much took the entry just above these highs. And APT, decent impulse again. Hopefully this 1000x survives with a little bit of grace it's got into 25. Oh god, I gotta fucking stop using this chart. This chart. So back into our 1 minute zone that we had, that was the initial 1000x over here, and we took profit down here, and then this area that we're now into again. It is liking to probe these highs at the moment as well. Again, I want to make sure that I'm focused on APT at the same time. I can probably run these side by side. Actually, let's not bother. So our position is really good here on APT. We basically 2x the account if we close everything off. Now we can stick with the same bet sizing and just continue growing. Ugh, man. The 15-minute and the hourly just make me want to hold this so badly. So badly. And we'll keep an eye on BTC as well for the 1 minute. Fuck, wrong chart. So we'd like to see continued rejection here. Maybe getting as far as the 24,940s, which is going to unfortunately take out this potentially. If we now take out these highs and run the 2940s, then I'll take another position there. Otherwise, we're definitely going to be holding through and recording for the next 15 minutes into the hourly, because then I want to see how APT opens. But I like this so far from BTC here. I think, like, I don't know, I might be hyper greedy if I take this again. No. We get the same lick. We get protection over the 2940s. We get protection over the sweep here. Maybe I'm hyper greedy. So what I'm looking at from this perspective is, you know, again, 5 minute is in motion. 5 minute or some oscillator is crossed. RSI is down. BTC is looking as though it's going against the, it's basically been slapping into short stops all day, and it's done nothing on the downside. You know, if you just take a look at the 15-minute through here, it's what we've been doing all day is, you know, like stab, 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 stab. So we've been hitting this top side really aggressively, and there's been very little challenge on the downside. We've had one sweep of a low today here. And apart from that, there's really been nothing. So looking for BTC to make more of an effort in attacking the downside. Our level's doing a relatively decent job of holding on so far. Must remember APT. Must remember APT. So sweep of the lows on APT. What I can do here is, you know, on APT, I could look at potentially like hedging up. So I can look at taking this and basically hedging up here and seeing what sort of bounce we get. I would love 1220s here to reject. I'm going to take another one here because I want the lick under here. Look at this BCC. So this is the 2940s, right? Yes, you. That's the one. That hesitation. So this APT one is a goner. Yeah, that's a shame. That was slightly too rushed, probably. And we'll close out this second APT one just for now, just because BTC's had the rejection on the 2940, so we don't want to get caught with two losing positions there on APT. We are heavily short focused, but so we got the 1 minute reset back into the level, not doing anything significant. Let's hope it stays that way for now. I'm going to go again here. I'm so greedy for BTC. So greedy for this positioning. So bet sizing is still fine. I've still got 10 bets left for the account. And I've still got some profit to take here. So hard to position for this. It's just the RSI reset. Like, that's all I want to play into here. I just want a little bit of protection over the RSI reset. So I'll take double. I don't want to start chipping away too much at the profits. I'm going to start reducing the bet sizing again. And then we just want to see 1220s. And then we'll get out of these. We'll hope the BTC position survives. And then once this is reset, then we'll be looking for continuation. If that all happens, you know, on this kind of hourly, then great. But let's see if we get the 1220s. The 1220 tag, they're coming off. BTC moving back into that region as well. No divs. 5 minutes still fine. I think it's good enough to take anything else here. And we just wait. And this is basically the 1220s now for APT. Go on, a little bit more. One more drive. And then we'll get out. The push here. 24,935. I'll go again. Continuing that very aggressive theme on BTC. This is good on the 5 minute as well. You know, this probably helps. 12:05 is where I have to have a serious consideration of taking APT off. All right, let's see how we do. It's going to move to that zone again. Make sure the bet sizing is down. Make sure the lever's up. Go on, give the move. Give the move. It's just flat. I'm saying give the move. It's probably just going to blow straight through everything, right? And then I'll be like, please, go back. I don't know who likes selling it at this exact price point, but they're really messing with things here. This is just such a flat level. Just take it. Just take everything here. Just up to 24,935. That's all I need. And then immediate rejection. So we're going to close out the APT positions here. We get 814 and 1220 here. So again, we just get that back in. we're close enough. The RSI is back at the 50. I'm not going to start messing around with this and trying to get it exactly into this 1220. This BTC price action, please do not do it now. Yeah, this is a good decision on APT, I think. Five minutes still shaping up nice on BTC. I'm so disappointed about this area, especially if we do end up going down to another lower time frame leg here. All right, just be on mute for a sec. That's so disappointing. I was convinced they get this run. And if it happens now, I probably don't want it. Our 1 minute level's still doing a real job in here, though. Fuck, USDT. Yeah, 1 minute level's still doing a real job. And then we got 5 minutes until the hourly close. We'll stay on for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes afterwards. We'll see how the positions do, and then we'll... like, this hourly structure on BTC as well, the red candle here. Like, these are higher highs, and this is all lower high. I know we're grinding at the 15, so it's less relevant, but it's still a relatively interesting thought process. Here's our higher high, here's our higher high, here's our lower high, here's our lower high. And with a red close, this is where they blast through my area now. And change the close, get the green close in the next 3 minutes. So very pleased with the close on APT, just because of the reaction that we've seen obviously since. We'll still keep an eye on this 1220 zone, but I don't think it's worth hedging again here. Ooh, good. Okay. Let's keep an eye here then. 4 minutes to go. Still eyeing back up at this level. They have to take it this time. You are shitting me. Nah, this goes. This pops. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll try it. We should got a little bit more sizing again, just because of the closures on APT and the slight profit as well. And obviously, we go 1000x there because, again, this is the play. The play is the sweep of this level that we've been watching for what feels like eternity, but it's like 6 minutes. And so, if it runs up here, then it takes out the trade. That's fine. That's the trade thought process, So we're not gonna worry too much about that. But all right, just gonna go back to APT again. Apologies for all the diving around. Very, very good close. We did very well bagging the profit on that position. And now we're looking for this drive into the 1205s. And I think I'm probably going to take profit there because I don't want to run this video for too long. So I'll probably end up taking profit there. It looks to be a pretty negative close for APT. I mean, anywhere in this region here is a pretty substantial close for it. Just need these BTC positions to tick in profit now. We've built everything here around that 1 minute resistance level, which seems to be doing a pretty fine job so far as well. So it's also relatively decent. Just obviously need the breakdown now and continuation. Fresh lows, we'll probably skim some off again, especially as we're looking to, or I'm looking to wrap up the video. You guys might be like, no, keep going. But this is good profit for the start of this account, and we'll hopefully be able to lock that in. I don't want to give this back. We've had 40 minutes of good content, so I don't want to start giving this back. I think the thought process has been pretty on point through here. A lot of you will never have seen me kind of scalping on the lower time frames before. This is very much my like a glimpse into my history on lower time frame scalping, more specifically with the Nasdaq and SPX. But we don't want to start giving back. So this is the hourly open here. What we're going to do is we're going to cash. We're going to cash APT. So we're going to take this one first. For $95 profit. Which we're very happy about. We're then going to cash this one. And we're then going to cash this one. So we get 190, 104. So that puts us a couple $100 up. Which we're alright with. We've got some money on the table here as BTC's back into this region. And this is not what I want to see particularly. The consolidation's still fine on the 5 minute. But again, we're getting way too close to challenging these highs again. These look pretty equal here. Let's see how they do. If they bust, they bust. We're still a couple $100 up on the plays here. We can still rattle a couple out as well. While this is resistance, I don't really want to come out of this. I want to take the bigger ones off the table so I can wrap this video up. But we'll leave this running for another 5 minutes. It's a bit easier now just to manage one that I don't have to hop around to APT. APT's going to shit the bed, isn't it now? But we got our money. We're happy with that. We're more concerned now with trying to keep this little resistance pocket active at the low 24,900s and then seeing a continuation down on this. This is the more important one for now. So we should be able to scratch these two. If we start getting licked on the others, we'll scratch the rest and we'll get out and we'll finish there. We'll see how the account's looking. Yeah, this is a decent 5 minute. Okay, so let's pop the highs. Yeah, so if we start getting licked here, yeah, we'll cash and we'll cash. And we'll leave these ones now to run. These are gonna get licked as well. We're hanging on by a thread here. I was about to say, yeah, we are so close to this. So the nice thing is that we can probably next time I do a video for this, we'll increase the bet sizing slightly, so we'll be able to play with a few more bets. So we'll try and pull into the the 40s next time to give us 20 bets with the 850. We'll try and run it that way instead. We still got $60 on here we can realize for 900. So that would be a 50% account gain in the hour, in the 40 minutes, which is, you know, a relatively decent start. The reason that I'm pausing is like I'm interested in seeing what happens here. I don't think I can touch it because the 1 minute it looks too good still here. And I think this 24959 is next. Yeah, let's pull. So we end on triple eights, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. So nearly $300 up for the little session just to record and give you a little snapshot. So a relatively decent run that we've had, and again, bet sizing gets to increase, which is great. Good 5 minute close on BTC through here. I think the next region is probably the 24960s. But we'll end this one here, and I'll be back, I'm sure, for another one of these very soon. I get a good little 45-minute slot at night to just go through in silence and run some trades and discuss some thought process. And of course, if the charts allow, based on, you know, their setups as well. So we'll end it there, as I'm like tempted to go back in on this region, but we'll end it there, and we'll pick up on the next one.